Lady Panthers. A big shout out to the Clark Atlanta University men's and women's cross-country teams as they get ready for the SIAC Men's and Women's Cross Country Championships beginning on November 2nd in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Congratulations to head coaches Pam Page and Casey Carter and the men's and women's cross country teams for a competitive season, and good luck in South Carolina.
Just one please.
What are you talking about?
Takes out with a flinch when I really take off. That's leg of 100-mile run. I never go a mile with him. I'm so ditching that flating, take shot. I'ma send him right back crazy. So ain't even mad. She's staring at me all the time. I be staring at her butt though. Slide all in her ribs. Put on food. I know who you.
We welcome you to CAU Panther Stadium here in Atlanta. It's the SIAC on FloSports continues our football matchup this week. Miles College Golden Bears and the Clark Atlanta Panthers. Hello, everyone. I'm Kamari Darrington. Just getting ready for the kickoff. Two teams are at midfield for the coin toss. Miles comes in with a record of 2-6, 2-2 in SIAC play, coming off a 15-14 loss at Lane last week. And the offense really struggled running the football, just 18 yards rushing last week for the Golden Bears. Meanwhile, Clark Atlanta also coming off a loss, 36-3 at Albany State. And this is a team that has lost 2 in a row, pretty much out of the race in the East, but can knock Miles out of the race in the West. Almost set to go here. Looks like Miles will receive the opening kickoff. And Clark Atlanta will kick to the Golden Bears. So Miles coming into this game 2-2, one game behind Tuskegee. Tuskegee right now playing Central State, tied at 14, heading into the second quarter. So if Miles can come out with a win here today, it will set up a one-game showdown with Tuskegee next Saturday for the SIAC West title. Meanwhile, for Clark Atlanta, just at 1-3. Albany State sitting at 4-0, leading the East. Benedict and Morehouse tied at 3-1. Morehouse knocked out Benedict last week. So Albany State wins later today. If they beat Benedict today, they will win the East and go on to the SIAC championship game. The West Division champion will host the SIAC title game on November the 10th. So 2 weeks left in the season before we determine the champion. Miles is coached by Reginald Ruffin, 8th season with the Golden Bears, 47-36 record. Is also the athletic director at Miles. And for Clark Atlanta, Kevin Ramsey is the coach, 4th season with the Panthers, 13-25 record coming into today. Panthers ready to kick off here. Carlos Saldana to kick off for Clark Atlanta. Back deep to receive, Leonard Tyree.
And on kickoff return for the Golden Bears of Miles. Joined by number 8, Justin Hardy, standing on the old
Also, Justin Hardy back there deep for Miles. Underway here in Atlanta. Yeah, this kick's going to come down to Tyree at the 3-yard line. Comes to the near sideline, across the 20, across the 25, still picking his way across the 30. He's out to the 32-yard line where Miles will start its first offensive possession. Daniel Smith is the quarterback for Miles. He'll be flanked by Justin Hardy in the backfield. Leonard Tyree is a receiver along with Lee Anthony Robinson and Malik Campbell. Across the front line, from left to right, Roger Warmack. Sidney Snyder's left guard, Nate Williams the center. Right guard, LeJorn Jackson. And the right tackle is Aaron Scroggins. Hardy goes in motion on first down. And Smith mishandled the snap, and Hardy will have to fall on it at the 18-yard line. So not a good start for Miles here in this on the first play from scrimmage. Also 14. So Miles will be behind the chains. He'll be second down and 24. Four wideouts again for Miles. And the handoff goes to Hardy. Hardy tries the right side, and he breaks it out to the 26-yard line. 8 yards on the play. So Hardy gets some of those yards back.
The tackle made by number 50 of the Panthers of CAU. That's Xavier Lewis.
Xavier Lewis made the tackle for Clark Atlanta.
Up to the 27-yard line. Third down.
Third and long after the 8-yard pickup. Going to be a free play here. Smith looking deep. Down the middle of the field. It is incomplete. Knocked down. Great play that time. Looked like Kenneth Morgan on that last play, but looks like Miles will get 5 yards. He's looking for Lee Anthony Robinson down the middle. Morgan stepped in front, knocked it away. Morgan and Crumpton are the safeties for Clark Atlanta. Kevin Williams and Jeremy Tate are the corners. Up front, Cam Rogers, Rayshawn Walton, Breontae Glover, and Jaquez Jackson. And in the middle, Ezekiel Edmonds, Deshaun Oliver, and William Prophet. That's the penalty. Will be 3rd and 10. Got to get to the 42 for first down. Four wideouts for Miles, and we got a timeout taken by the Golden Bears. Race has begun for the 2018 SIAC Cross Country Championship. It takes place in Rock Hill, South Carolina on November the 2nd. Fans can follow the SIAC on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at the SIAC for all access coverage. So just underway here from Atlanta's Panther Stadium. Of course, this game very important for Miles. Obviously, a win here would set up a showdown with Tuskegee. A Tuskegee win coupled with a Miles loss would send Tuskegee to the SIAC championship game, and the Golden Tigers would host it in 2 weeks. So 3rd and 10 coming up for Miles' first offensive possession of the game.
As we prepare to resume play, it'll be 3rd and 10 for the Golden Bears. From the Miles
13:42 to play here in the opening quarter. Again, 4 receivers set with Hardy in the backfield for Miles. Smith from the shotgun. Looking to throw. Escapes the pocket. And now is running. He's going to try to run for it. Now throws it the last second. Pass is complete. That's caught by Jacobs. Jacobs out to the 45-yard line. It's good for 13. That's going to be a first down for Miles. Good job on the move by Smith. Able to find his receiver at the last second. Pickup of 13. From the 45, handoff goes to Hardy left side. Big hole. Justin Hardy breaks it inside the 40. Still running into tacklers. All the way inside the 35 to the 32-yard line. So Justin Hardy goes 23 yards. Back-to-back first downs for Miles College. Miles on the move again. Hardy in the backfield again on this first down with Smith. And Hardy gets the handoff. He's wrapped up immediately. Like Ezekiel Edmonds was there. Jacquez Jackson, number 16 there on the play. Loss of 3. Back to the 35.
Second and 14.
Smith changing the play in the sideline. Again, Miles with only 18 yards rushing last week in the loss to Lane. Losing on the last second field goal by Vicente Pena. This Miles team has dealt with close losses throughout the year. There's Hardy again, right side. Inside the 25, inside the 20, now down to the 19-yard line. Morgan made another tackle, but it's going to be 16 more yards for Hardy. Another first down. So Hardy already, despite that first misplaced snap, has moved into the red zone. On first down, Smith going for Tyree in the end zone. Touchdown. Well, he dropped it at the last second. It was knocked away at the last second. Tyree had to step on the defender, but then it was a great defensive play. I think it's Morgan once again. He's able to knock away at the last moment. Brings up second down from the 19. Hardy gets the handoff right side. Big hole inside the 10. Closes down towards the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6. 13 more yards for Hardy. So Miles making a conscientious effort to get the running game off to a good start after what happened last week. And they stuck with this formation. These trips to the far side. It's been effective so far on this drive. First and goal from the 6. And Smith already went the wrong way. Smith now will try to get to the corner. He's got room. Can he get the pylon? He does. Touchdown, Miles. So Smith made something out of nothing that time. Smith able to get it into the end zone. And Miles is ahead 6-0. 10:33 to play here in the opening quarter. So a busted play. Someone got the signals crossed up, but Smith was able to get to the corner. Jackson Spradlin to attempt the extra point. Freshman from Dora, Alabama. Jay Fitch is the holder. High snap. And the kick is deflected. It's blocked. So stay 6-0. 10:33 left to play here in the first quarter. Miles up 6-0 on Clark Atlanta. You're watching SIAC Football on FloSports. Back here in Atlanta, a huge tackle on the kickoff return. Like Darius Blackman returned it. So Clark Atlanta will start this drive from its own 22-yard line. Charles Stafford is the quarterback. Josh Banks, Jonathan Sanders, and Felix Jones are the receivers. Roger Thomas and Tyler Rawls are the backs. Stafford on first down, hands it off, and actually keeps it. Gets out to the 31-yard line, so Stafford, good decision there because that play looked like it was going to be busted up in the backfield. Stafford picks up 9 yards. 2 weeks ago against Benedict, Stafford had 397 yards passing in a relief effort, that 27-24 loss. Now there's a handoff, and a host of Bears there to stop it. Right at the 32-yard line. This is going to be enough for a first down. Like Tyler Rawls, the ball carrier that time. And it will be a first down for Clark Atlanta at the 32-yard line. Clark Atlanta with his lowest point total of the season last week in that 36-3 loss at Albany State. Stafford looking to throw down the middle, and the pass is caught by Josh Banks, and Banks gets down to midfield. Josh Banks once again. This receiving core for Clark Atlanta really difficult to take down. Really difficult to cover. Stafford has plenty of options. First down at midfield and right up the middle. They try with Thomas, and Austin Stevens is right there. Also Antonio Evans. So Jalen Thomas was there as well. Just a 1-yard gain. Second down. Stafford keeps, and Stevens is there once again. No gain on the play. Austin Stevens came into today's game with 98 total tackles. He might have just hit the 100 tackle mark for the season. He still has another game left during the regular season. It's going to be third down.
From the Golden Bear 49.
5 wide receivers, empty backfield for Clark Atlanta. Stafford looking to throw. 3rd and 10, left side, pass is good to Banks. Pushed out of bounds by Wells, but another first down for Clark Atlanta. That's out to the 38-yard line. 11 more yards for Banks. So the Panthers, they kind of do a different way from Miles. They like to throw the ball. Miles would rather have a better running game. Here comes Rawls up the middle, and he is taken down at the 34-yard line. Kadarius Roberts was there on the stop. 4 yards on the play.
Gets it up to the 34. A gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
Clark Atlanta averaging just under 299 yards for total offense this season. Stafford on the move. On 2nd down, throws incomplete. Looking for Jonathan Sanders. Sanders, the team's leading receiver with 351 yards this year. They also have Josh Banks with 351 yards coming into today's game. So 3rd and 6 now. Like Jones will come in. Four wide receivers for Clark Atlanta. Rawls in the backfield. Stafford on 3rd down. Banks is wide open over the middle. He's got the first down and more. Kendra Walker has to take him down at the 23-yard line. 10 more yards for Banks. He's got all 3 receptions. And that's going to be a first down for Clark Atlanta. So Banks with 3 receptions. All 3 have resulted in first downs. Now Clark Atlanta's knocking on the red zone. 6:40 to play here in the first quarter. And Stafford keeps, gets inside and takes it down to the 17-yard line. Got almost flipped over.
Up to the 17. A gain of 8 on the
8 more yards. Take another look. Stafford really does a great job on that ball fake. So he faked out our cameraman right there. And looks like Khalib Roberson is now under center. And he'll keep it around the left side. He's got room to run. Tries to get inside the 10. A good tackle by Ruben Sarden. Takes him down to the 11-yard line. It's going to be 6 yards and a first down. So Roberson comes in takes the snap and picks up 6 yards. And Clark Atlanta looking for an answer. This is similar to the way the Benedict game started 2 weeks ago here. Now Stafford is back in. So Roberson, the redshirt sophomore from Waynesboro, Georgia, makes an impact on his first play of the game. You got the feeling the way these two offenses can operate, you could see a lot of points in this game. But it's a long way to go. Stafford to throw. Hits his man out of the backfield. That's going to be a touchdown for Clark Atlanta. Clark Atlanta answering the touchdown from Miles. It's like Roger Thomas out of the backfield. Carlos Saldana trying to give Clark Atlanta the lead. Kick on the way, and the kick is good. So Clark Atlanta taking a 7-6 lead over Miles. Miles with a missed extra point being the difference. 5:06 to play here in the first quarter. You're watching SIAC Football on FloSports. Back here in Atlanta, kickoff return by Justin Hardy out to the 27-yard line. So Miles will start its next possession. So both teams scoring on the first possession of the game. Miles' missed extra point is the difference at this point. 4:58 to play here in the opening quarter. Miles has to win this game to stay alive in the West race. Tuskegee and Central State are playing today as well. Miles would set up a one-game showdown with Tuskegee next week at Miles for the West Championship. First pass is caught out to one of the H-backs. That's Montavious Tinch. And Tinch takes it out to the 32-yard line. About a 5-yard pickup on first down. Junior from Elberton, Georgia. Four wideouts again for Miles on the second down. Smith comes up to throw, and the pass is intercepted. What a play by Ezekiel Edmonds. And Edmonds with the interception. Clark Atlanta will have it at the Miles 25-yard line. So Ezekiel Edmonds, who had a monster game last week, 8 tackles, 4 for loss, 2 sacks, comes up with a big play right here. And Clark Atlanta knocking on the door again, starting this drive at the Miles 25-yard line. Stafford will go under center for this play. Rawls in the backfield. And he gets the carry and right into the teeth of the Miles defense. That is not going to work. Austin Stevens was there. Also Brad Horn. That's a loss of a yard for Rawls. He's up second down. Clark Atlanta averaging over 124 yards on the ground per game, but a slow start here for the Panthers in the running game. Stafford now from the shotgun, rolls out to the right, throws, pass is caught along the sideline. Looks like that was Roberson on the catch, his first catch of the game. And Cleve takes it to the 19-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 4. Well, I thought it was 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4 from the 19-yard line. Clark Atlanta trying to take advantage of the turnover from Miles. Off the play fake, Stafford throws over the middle. Pass is caught. Like that might be Felix Jones. They hold him up at the 10-yard line, but it's going to be a first down for Clark Atlanta. Catching traffic by Felix Jones.
All the way up to the 10-yard line for Panthers.
That's going to be a first down for Clark Atlanta. Nine yards on the pass play. I formation for Clark Atlanta on this first down. And goal from the 10. Here's Rawls, and Rawls runs into a wall. Now has to try to cut up field. And Antonio Evans makes the stop at the 13-yard line. Other Bears came to follow him. Goes back down to the 13-yard line. It'll be second down. Very important opportunity here for Clark Atlanta in the red zone. Second down. Under 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Stafford off the fake. Under pressure, and he's taken down. Big sack. That one by Jalen Thomas. His helmet comes off, but so he'll have to come out. But they'll go all the way back to the 22-yard line. That's a 9-yard loss. It will be third down. What kind of play do you have here? Third and goal from the 22-yard line. This Miles' defense, except for a couple of throws, really doing a good job. And we got flags here. This is going to be a false start. We'll send Clark Atlanta back 5 yards. Panthers going the wrong way in this possession.
Backs him up 5 to the 27.
Empty backfield for Stafford. They're going to try to throw this one. So now it's 3rd and 27. Stafford to throw. Steps up. Now going to run and slides down to the 20-yard line. 7 yards on the play, but it will bring up fourth down. In what has been an adventure throughout the season. Clark Atlanta is going to come in and attempt a field goal. Carlos Saldana will come in. Jeffrey Aberrell is the long snapper. This will be a 37-yard attempt from the right hash mark. Saldana 5 for 10. On the season after his 1 for 6 performance here 2 weeks ago. Snap down, kick is on the way. And he knocks it through. So Saldana, that has to be a welcome sign for the fans here at Clark Atlanta. 10-6 is the score. Panthers on top of the Golden Bears. You're watching SIAC Football on FloSports. Back here in Atlanta, Clark Atlanta taking advantage of the interception by Edmonds with a field goal from Carlos Saldana. Fair catch on the kickoff, and it is at the 30-yard line. Should be the final play of the first quarter. Tench goes in motion. 4 wide receivers. They'll hand off to Hardy left side, and a great job by the Clark Atlanta defense. Briante Glover made the tackle. That is the end of the first quarter from Clark Atlanta. With the Panthers up 10-6 on Miles College. You're watching SIAC Football on FloSports. Ready to start the second quarter here in Atlanta. With Clark Atlanta up 10-6 on Miles. Miles with the possession right now. 2nd and 10 from the 30-yard line. Hardy with the run for no gain in the final play of that first quarter. So Miles with the turnover in the last possession. Smith off the play fake. Looking deep. And that one is coming up short, but Robinson makes the catch at the 30-yard line. The defender, Kevin Williams, mistimed the misread the throw, and Robinson takes it all the way down to the 24-yard line. It's a 46-yard reception for Robinson, so a big play by this Miles receiving core. It's been a big play for Miles all season long. They've been able to get the ball deep down the field, so a big first down on that play for Miles College. Hardy right side. Takes it down to the 22-yard line.
The tackle made by number 25, Tyrone Mixon. Hardy gets it up to the
22-yard line now. Be second down at about 8. So Miles looking to take the lead here. Got the 46-yard reception from Robinson. Oh, they almost had Clark Atlanta offside. Smith wanted the football, but Sim didn't snap it. Second down off the play fake. Tinch is wide open along the sideline. Inside the 10, he's cut down at the 8-yard line. 14 more yards for Tinch, and this is a good drive here for Miles. They look to take the lead. Down to the 7-yard line, first and goal for Miles. Through that, wide outs. Hardy in the backfield. Hardy gets the carry, coming right side, cuts it back, touchdown Miles. About as easy as you can make it. Hardy goes 7 yards, and Miles is back in front, 12-10, 13-15 to play here in the quarter. So Justin Hardy with another touchdown. Third of the season for the junior from Homewood, Alabama. Looks like Miles is going for 2 here. Trying to take a 4-point lead. Sidney Wilson trying to take it left side, and he will be short of the goal line. Great play over there by Profit. So it'll stay a 12-10 ball game. Miles leading Clark Atlanta, 13-15 to play here in the second quarter. You're watching SIAC Football on FloSports. Brandon Boylan with the big return off the kickoff. Jackson Spradlin, let's take one more look at it. Takes it out of the way to the Miles 46-yard line. Started about the 5-6-yard line and made a move, a little spin move there to break out of a tackle. So good field position for Clark Atlanta once again after it took the lead. We've got a flag on the play. So wipe out the return for Boylan. And Clark Atlanta will actually start at its own 12-yard line, so a huge penalty there for Clark Atlanta. So first down. Miles went for 2 on that last possession. Maybe after the blocked extra point on the first one, they didn't want to try the extra point again. Here's the handoff to Rawls left side, and both teams have struggled trying to get a running game going. Again, Stevens was there. Also, Ruben Sarton came through. Second down for Clark Atlanta. Stafford and Rawls in the backfield. 3 wide receivers for the Panthers. Stafford looking to throw. Still looking. Now going deep. Down the field. Roberson is there. And he comes down with it. What a play by Roberson at the 43-yard line. That pass looked like it was going to be intercepted by Wells. And Roberson came through and stepped in front. What a play. It's a 45-yard reception for Roberson. So Miles now, Clark Atlanta in Miles territory. Rawls trying to run it. Gets inside the 40. Good tackle by Gregory Matthews.
The tackle, made by number 50, Gregory Matthews of Miles. Walls gets it up to the 38-yard line.
Down to the 38-yard line.
2nd and 5.
Second down and 5. Here's the handoff. That's Thomas again, and Jalen Thomas along with there to make the stop. Gonna lose about 3.
By number 98, Jamari Smith.
Jamari Smith also there on the tackle. Back to the 41-yard line. It's gonna be 3rd down and about 8.
3rd down, Panthers.
Again, it's going to be a game of big plays for both sides. Big play here, 3rd and 8. Stafford looking to throw. Still surveying down the field. Has a man open, incomplete. He had Felix Jones and just overshot him a little bit. Actually, I think Jones kept running a little bit more. Probably would have had the completion. Take one more look. Stafford, a lot of time to throw. And just overshot him. Wow, just like Jones just didn't get his hands up in time.
The Panthers elects to bring on the punt team.
Ty Woods now to punt and back deep. Anthony Robinson back there to receive the punt. And we've got a whistle. It's a late game, so Panthers 5 yards back. Robinson standing at his own 10. Which averaging 36.4 yards a punt this season. That kick is blocked. And is fallen upon by Malik Campbell at the 26-yard line, so another blocked kick. Clark Atlanta has had issues with blocked kicks all season long. They had a punt block last week in the loss at Albany State. There were 4 Miles players that came all the way through. Miles gets to start this drive at the Clark Atlanta 27-yard line with 10:44 to play before halftime. Kevin Ramsey, the Clark Atlanta head coach, I'm sure he's got to be thinking, how many times are we going to allow these block kicks throughout the season? Four wideouts for Miles on first down. Here's Hardy. Tries the right side, jumps back inside, and takes it inside the 25 to 23. The ball is out. Clark Atlanta players saying they have it, but he was called down after a gain of 4 to the 23-yard line. Miles, which has lost 4 of its 6 losses by 6 points or less. Right now locked in a 2-point game. Smith. Play fake, looking to throw. And has to throw it away. So he was being pressured. It'll be 3rd down. Clark Atlanta's defense looking to at least force a field goal attempt. Miles has had issues with field goals this season also. You got 2 teams with kicking issues that might be the difference in the game. Again, Miles almost catching Clark Atlanta offside. It's 3rd and 7. Got to get it to the 17. Over the middle, pass caught by Tyree. A little bit too much cushion there by the corner. Tyree catches it at the 25-yard line. It's going to be a first down. 8 yards for Tyree. That's his first catch of the game. Miles once again in the red zone. Coming into the game, Miles had 13 scores on 20 trips to the red zone. Here's Hardy right side, inside the 10, and cut down at the 7-yard line. 8 yards for Hardy. Hardy already 11 carries in this first half. He's second down and a couple. Miles has pretty much run from this formation throughout this first half. Hardy again cuts it back. Now tries to go back outside, and he's wrapped up at the 9-yard line. That'll be a loss of a couple. It's like Cam Rogers on the tackle. So we got 3rd and 4 for the Bears, trying to extend the 2-point lead. Again, Smith trying to draw Clark Atlanta offside. Now 10 on the play clock. They'll change things up. Play clock down to 2. Smith takes the snap, looking to throw. Now breaks the pocket. Throws on the run. Caught by Robinson. It's out of bounds. Incomplete. Robinson made the catch, but could not keep his foot down. His knee may have touched on the white before. Was able to control it. Now we'll have a field goal attempt here. Looks like Spradlin will attempt a 26-yard field goal.
A 26-yard field goal attempt upcoming now for number 43, Jackson Spradlin.
Spradlin's kick is good. So Miles extends the lead to 15-10, but that was a win for Clark Atlanta's defense. They did a fine job right there. All roads lead to Birmingham for the 2018 SIAC Football Championship from November the 5th to the 7th. Follow the SIAC on social media at the SIAC for full coverage. So Miles able to take advantage of the block punt, get it down to the 9-yard line, and then Spradlin with his 26-yard field goal. And Miles with a 15-10 lead now on Clark Atlanta. So the Panthers will be back on the offensive attack after this upcoming kickoff. Been an overcast day here in Atlanta. Had a little bit of rain coming in. Sun trying to peek out a little bit, but for the most part it's been nothing but clouds in the sky here at Clark Atlanta. Of course, we got Morehouse down the street hosting Fort Valley State, so a lot of folks here in this area this afternoon. Great day for football as this one goes into the end zone, and it will come out to the 25. 8:01 to play here in the second quarter. Of course, at halftime we'll have a performance by the band as we have an injured Golden Bear. So with 8:01 left, they'll attend to him, and we'll be back. You're watching SIAC Football on FloSports. Back here in Atlanta, Nate Williams Jr., the injured Golden Bear. Nate Williams, the freshman from Miami. And he'll come off to the sideline. There's a penalty on the kickoff. We'll take a look at the injury. Oh, my. Looked like contact there with one of the Clark Atlanta upmen. Not sure 1. So the flag brought up to the 30 was a touchback, but a flag, I believe for offsides against Miles, brings it up to the 30-yard line, so they don't want to play here in the second quarter. Panthers looking to get back into this game. Actually, just a 5-point game after a good defensive stand, forced a field goal. Stafford with Rawls in the backfield, fakes it to him. Now try to run with it and does get across the 30. Like Marquell Shelton was there on the stop. Got about half a yard. It's going to be second down from the 31.
No gain on the play. Second and 10 from the 30.
Well, actually, they'll give him no gain on the play. Three wide out to the top. Here's Stafford looking to throw. Over the middle, pass is caught by Jones. Jones gets to the 38-yard line. Felix Jones into the 38, 8 yards on that one. Short of the first down by a couple of yards, will bring up third down and about 2. Coming up, we'll have a performance by Clark Atlanta Marching Band, and also we'll give you an update on the scores for the other games today. A couple of big games, especially in the eastern side. Third down, Rawls. Actually, Stafford on the keeper. Stafford across midfield, all the way down inside the 40 or the 37-yard line. So again, Stafford with a good ball fake. All the way down to the 37. That's 25 yards on the play. And it's going to be a first down for Clark Atlanta. So Stafford this time does it with his legs. Another great fake. Stafford has that play action down. This time he does hand it off to Rawls, and Rawls with a nice run up to the 32-yard line. 5 more yards for the Clark Atlanta grad student. So Clark Atlanta again, another good drive here. Last 2 times they've ended up in Miles territory, they've put points on the board. Almost comes down to the bottom here. Second down and 5. 5:30 to play. Here's Stafford looking to throw. Going deep towards the end zone. Knocked down, incomplete. Banks the intended receiver. Rodney Coleman Jr. on the coverage. Third and 5. Again, this Clark Atlanta offense really trying to push the ball down the field. Stafford to throw on third down. Over the middle, he was hit, and the pass is incomplete. Like Josh Banks is the closest to the ball. So fourth down. And looks like the offense is going to stay on the field. They're going to try for this first down here. Kind of too close to punt the ball away and maybe too far for a field goal. We got a timeout taken by Miles College. All eyes on the Western Division as the champion will earn the chance to host the 7th annual SIAC Football Championship game on November 10th. Fans visit www.thesiac.com for official conference and championship game gear. So fourth down for Clark Atlanta, 4th and 5. Kim Ramsey trying to make a decision of whether or not to go for this. Mary looking at maybe a 54-yard field goal. I'm sure that actually a 50-yard field goal.
athletics to the fullest by the latest and the most fly CAU gear.
But also, you got to think about
At the new Clark Atlanta sideline store. Go to ClarkAtlantaSports.com and then click on shop.
other scores right now.
CAU clothing
Albany State up 14-0 on Benedict, second quarter. Albany State trying to clinch the East title. Fort Valley State up 14-0 on Morehouse. That's also in the second. And Tuskegee and Central State tied at 14 in the second. On fourth down, Stafford to throw. Now steps up. Gets it away, and the pass is caught, but it might be. Pass is caught. That's going to be a first down.
by number 15, Jakar Cherry.
Card Jerry makes the catch, his first catch of the game.
Up to the 24-yard line of the Golden Bears. That's a CAU. First down.
Gets it down to the 24. That will be a first down. Rawls with the carry, down to the 21. 2 more yards for Rawls.
The tackle. Number 47, Austin Stevens for Miles. Rawls with a gain of 3. Up to the 21. Second and 7.
Be second down and 7. So 8 yards for Jerry on that big first down. It was 4th and 5. And it's going to be a false start against Clark Atlanta. So take it back to the 26-yard line. So now second and 12. They get down to the 14. Stafford under pressure, throws, man open along the sideline. That pass is caught by Banks. Banks trying to spin out of the tackle. And he's out of bounds at the 14-yard line. That will be a first down. Josh Banks has really become one of Stafford's favorite targets. 12 more yards for him.
The change will move. You know what that means, Panther Nation? That's a Panther.
It's the 4th catch for Banks. He's got 51 yards receiving. Three wideouts again for the Panthers on this first down. Handoff goes to Rawls. Rawls bounces off a tackle and gets inside the 10. Tough running for Tyler Rawls. And again, both teams have had to really work to get yards from the ground. Clark Atlanta going quickly. Another carry for Rawls. Rawls upended. Gets down towards the 6-yard line. Stevens there on the tackle. It's going to be third down and a couple. You got to get down to the 4 for a first down. We got a flag on the play. It's going to be holding against Clark Atlanta.
Holding is the call, Clark Atlanta.
So we'll take it back to the 20-yard line.
Up to the 20-yard line after the penalties assessed.
It'll be second and about 16.
Remain second down and now 15.
Empty backfield for Stafford from the 20-yard line. 2:42 to play before halftime. Quarterback draw. Stafford gets inside the 15, draws inside the 10. A good run by Stafford, gets it down to the 8-yard line.
To the 7-yard line.
$12 more yards. Makes it a more manageable third down. It'll be third down and short.
3rd and 3.
Another empty backfield. Here's Stafford. Trying to draw Miles off sides. Two minutes to play here, second quarter. Oh, bad snap. Stafford had to fall on him, and he couldn't do it. And finally, Clark Atlanta player does fall on at the 20-yard line. It's a bad snap.
Ball recovered by the Panthers. Back on the
I believe one of the
loss on the play. Recovery made
so the recovery was made.
by number 58, Jemai Davidson.
Maybe one of the offensive linemen.
Fourth down for the Panthers.
It's like Davidson was there on it. So 37-yard attempt from Saldana from the left hash mark. Gets the kick away. And it's off to the right. No good. So missed field goal for Saldana that time.
1:13 remains.
1:15 left. 1:13 left here in the second quarter.
Miles maintaining their lead.
Miles is still up 15-10. The SIAC is the first NCAA league to have a league-wide apparel deal with Nike. Fans can get official Nike conference gear at www.thesiac.com or official school gear at the BSN Sports Sideline store at sideline.bsnsports.com. So Miles starts this drive from its own 20. It's the handoff to Hardy, and Hardy is going to be wrapped up in the backfield. Edmonds and Rogers there to make the tackle.
For a loss in the backfield.
Also 2 back to the 18-yard line.
Along with Ezekiel Edmonds.
Interesting to see if either team,
Lastly, with assistance.
maybe Clark Atlanta, use their timeouts or maybe just get out of this first half. Clark Atlanta will get the ball to start the third quarter. .35 seconds to play. Second down. Miles content with a 5-point lead. Not really a lot of urgency there for Miles, and they let a lot of time run off the clock and look at the late game against Miles. So Miles calls timeout to avoid the 10-second runoff. It was 20 seconds left in the quarter. I'm a little surprised there that they took that much time to try to set up that play. I don't know what they were trying to do. It looked like both teams were kind of deciding whether or not to use their timeouts. You know, Clark Atlanta, Miles backed up that far. They're probably thinking about using their timeouts. They didn't. Miles let all that timer off the clock, so now with 20 seconds left, unless you get a big play right here, I think Miles might just take it into the halftime. They're going to run it with Hardy, and Hardy gets out to the 17. Pick up about 4.
Hardy's taken down on the 17.
So that will end the first half. Miles up 15-13 on Clark Atlanta. Field goal by Jackson Spradlin. Also a 7-yard run from Justin Hardy and a 6-yard run from Daniel Smith for Clark Atlanta. An 11-yard touchdown reception for Roger Thomas. And a 37-yard field goal for Carlos Saldana. Coming up, we'll have the halftime show. You're watching SIAC Football on Flow Sports. Back here for halftime. Miles up 15-10 on Clark Atlanta. Right now, we've got the Clark Atlanta Mighty Marching Panthers. Enjoy the show.
sit back and relax as the Whitewater Panthers take you on a musical journey through yesterday and today. We open our show this afternoon to the sound of halftime fanfare. Today's show theme is the evolution of New Edition. So we kick this up with the 1984 hit, Cool It Now. Is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the Whitewater Panthers are taking every little step to take honor to the survivors as we form the breast cancer ribbon. We feel this way about our regal winner of the winning distinction, elegance, and flair. Dancing to a master of poison and my prerogative. Head the stage, put your hands together for Innocent. Ladies and gentlemen, keep it up for Innocent. Drum makers block that double time. It's time to party. Drumming. Let's do this. Let's take this dancing team over there, 99 hit from the Rough Rock and Damn Body. I got one question for you. Do the Panthers get you crumb? Now let's go back to 1994 with Soul for Real and Candy Rain. And now, let's take this home with Lil Baby and Drake, and yes, indeed. You've just been entertained by the March Panthers. The band steps consists of Ms. Rhonda Harper, General Director of Band, Mr. Toy Goodson, Associate Director of Band, Mr. Brandon Owens, Assistant Director of Band, Mr. Steve Williams, Business Coordinator, Ms. Anya James, Office Management Supervision Coordinator, our support staff, Mr. Green, Mr. Robinson, Ms. Leisha, and Ms. Jasmine, and other voices in the MD, Mr. Warren Shaw. We're looking out there, side, having a funky good time.
Clark Atlanta Marching Band, Mighty Marching Panthers leaving the field. When we come back, we will update you on the scores and the highlights from this first half. You are watching SIAC Football on FloSports. Back here in Atlanta, the folks here at Clark Atlanta are honoring the student athletes for making the Dean's List. That's what's going on here at halftime. Here at halftime, Miles with a 15-10 lead on Clark Atlanta. And we're going to give you some updates on other scores going on right now. The one that's most interesting to the Miles fans, Tuskegee leading 28-20 over Central State. Central State has the ball, 7:26 to play in the third quarter. Other scores right now, Fort Valley State up 21-0 on Morehouse. That game is heading towards halftime, so big upset brewing across the street here at Clark Atlanta. Also in the SIAC East, Albany State with a 21-0 lead over Benedict. An Albany State win would clinch a spot in the SIAC title game for the Golden Rams. We saw the Golden Rams last week. They look very, very strong. And also Lane with a 7-3 lead on Kentucky State. That's in the first quarter. Both of those teams trying to get a win. But right here, we've got a 15-10 lead. Miles leading Clark Atlanta.
Ladies and gentlemen,
U.S. Best News recently released its list of the top HBCUs, and 4 SIAC schools were in the top 15, 8 were in the top 50. The SIAC prides itself on being a league whose institutions develop strong minds geared for success through self-actualization. Blending tradition with the future since 1913, this is the SIAC, and we play hard.
and now, women's softball.
We'll come back and get you ready for the second half of this game. Miles with a 15-10 lead on Clark Atlanta. Miles needs this win to set up the playoff with Tuskegee next Saturday for a trip to the SIAC title game. You're watching SIAC Football on FloSports. Back here for the second half. Miles with a 15-10 lead on Clark Atlanta. Golden Bears trying to keep their SIAC West title hopes alive. Tuskegee ahead of Central State in the third quarter, 28-20. So we'll find out in a few minutes whether Tuskegee will be in position to take home the West title if Clark Atlanta comes back and gets the win. Clark Atlanta will start with the football. Start here in the third quarter. Spradlin will kick off. Boylan and Blackman are back to receive for Clark Atlanta. Clark Atlanta with 214 total yards in the first half. Miles with 152. Miles taking advantage of the block punt. Short kick, very short kick. And this one goes out of bounds. It was actually an attempt to get the football. And a great kick, just did not have enough room to keep the ball in bound. And so Clark Atlanta will get the ball in pretty good field position after the
Stay in tune with everything going on with Clark Atlanta sports.
They'll actually take it. They're going to take it at the 38-yard line.
And all the latest information on Clark Atlanta University sports.
So they went with a modified onside kick, I guess you could call it, and almost ended up getting the football. There was nobody there for Clark Atlanta, and one of those Miles players that picked it up. That was a live football. So Miles obviously saw something in Clark Atlanta's formation that allowed them to attempt that, but Miles starts the drive at its own 40. Clark Atlanta starts the drive at its own 43. And the first carry is to Rawls, and Rawls takes it across the 45 to the 46-yard line. So they went for an onside kick. Rawls at 25 yards rushing in the first half. Second and 7 for Clark Atlanta. Rawls, actually the fake goes to Stafford. Stafford's got me a couple of times today on that fake. He's pretty good at it. Gets it to the 47-yard line. Darius Roberts made the stop. So right away it's third down. So Clark Atlanta again facing a third down. Coming into the game, the Panthers were converting 33.6% of their third downs. Three wide receivers for Clark Atlanta. Third down, here's Stafford looking to throw. Now under pressure, escapes the pocket, has room to run. Looks like he's going to get close to the first down. To the 48-yard line. Like he's short. He's short by. He's not short by much. Got down to the 48. It'll be fourth and a yard. Stafford needed 9. He got 8. See if they punt it or they're going to go for it here. Stafford wanted to go for it. We got a timeout taken by Clark Atlanta. FloSports is the innovator in live digital sports and original content. FloSports streams thousands of live events on the network's 20-plus channels. Go to www.flosports.tv to start watching today. FloSports will exclusively stream over 50 SIAC football and basketball games this season. Fourth down, looks like they are going to go for it here. Stafford. Like Clark Atlanta was going to punt the ball away. It's early here in the third quarter. Don't know exactly how much time is left, though, because the clock is right now. The scoreboard, the new scoreboard here at Clark Atlanta has a video up. Now 13:22 to play here in the third quarter. So fourth and a yard. Stafford quarterback sneak. They pushed the pile. And it looked like he was able to get the first down. So the drive stays alive for Clark Atlanta. Josh Banks gives the signal. First down at the 46. 2 yards for Stafford. Stafford coming up on 200 total yards. Stafford hands it off to Thomas. Thomas hasn't run the ball much today. He does get to the 43-yard line. That one good for 3 yards. Thomas had 48 rushing yards last week and they lost to Albany State. He usually wears number 22. Last week he was wearing number 11. 2nd and 7. Got another update on the scores here in just a moment. Go after this play. It's time a handoff. Good tackle there by Matthews, but Thomas able to roll forward towards the 40-yard line. In the third quarter, Albany State up 21-0 on Benedict. Fort Valley State up 21-2 on Morehouse. That's in the third quarter. And Central State has come back to tie the game with Tuskegee. It's a 2-point game. Tuskegee 28, Central State 26. So 2 close games there. Third down and about 3. Stafford off the fake again, and Stafford able to get the first down. Stevens and Evans had him wrapped up, but not before he got to the 34-yard line. It's going to be a first down for Miles.
You know what that means, Panther Nation? That's a CAU first down.
So another first down. Again, Clark Atlanta getting it done on the ground on this possession. Stafford hands it off to Thomas, and Thomas didn't run a lot in the first half, so maybe some fresh legs for Clark Atlanta in the running game, and Thomas has had some good runs. Matter of fact, this is the 9th play of the drive. All have been run so far. 3 yards on the play for Thomas. Miles up by 5, 10:43 to play here in the third quarter. Off the play fake, Stafford looking to throw, right side, has a man, pass is caught. That's Caleb Roberson out of the 17-yard line, and he's got another first down. So 14 yards for Roberson. Third catch of the day for Roberson. Had a terrific catch in that second quarter, a 52-yard reception. Stafford, and that's going to be a false start. One of the wide receivers looked like moved early. Well, there were two Clark Atlanta receivers moved early, the two towards the near side. So the penalty knocks it back 5 yards, back to the 22-yard line. So 1st and 15 for Clark Atlanta. That was an issue in the first half for Clark Atlanta. They got to the red zone a few times, but penalties were knocking them back. Stafford, under pressure, gets it away to Thomas. Thomas has room to run. Inside the 10, gets down to the 7-yard line. Well, Roger Thomas not only gets all the penalty yardage back, he gets the first down. So Stafford doing a good job. Got the ball out of his hands. And then Thomas did the rest. First and goal from the 7. Great job by Stafford. And then Thomas just lowered his body and got to the stick. Thomas gets the handoff. This time they wrap him up early. That's going to be a loss in the play. Brad Horn, also Stevens was there. Austin Stevens is a tackling machine. I don't know how many tackles he has today, but he's been all over the field this afternoon. It's been that kind of way all season for Stevens. He had 17 tackles last week. And they lost the lane. So many close losses for Miles this year. They're up by 5 at this point. Roberson back as the Wildcat quarterback. And he hands it off to Thomas, and Thomas is stacked up early. Like Shelton was one of the first men there. Well, Mitchell Smiley. No gain on the play. It's going to be third down. 14th play of the drive coming up for Clark Atlanta. And we've got another flag. I'm wondering if this is a... It's going to be a sideline warning. Coach Ruffin, I think, was probably halfway onto the field, complaining about something. Well, whatever the flag would have been for, it was picked up. So it's third down from the 8-yard line, third and goal. Stafford out of the empty backfield. Looking to throw left side. Pass complete to Banks. Banks inside the 5. He's tackled down to the 2-yard line. Banks with another reception. And I wonder if Clark Atlanta's going to go for it. Try to get into the end zone. You know Stafford wants to go for it. But they're going to send in the field goal unit. Again, we've seen the last 3 weeks has been quite the adventure for Clark Atlanta. They try field goals. This one from 20 yards out. It was around the spot where Saldana had both of those kicks blocked last week. Gets it up this week, and he missed it to the left. And my goodness, it has been a nightmare for Carlos Saldana with these missed kicks. 7:22 to play here in the third quarter. And once again, Saldana, 2 missed kicks. And again, you just start to wonder if you're Clark Atlanta. You start to wonder if you're Clark Atlanta, do you stop going for field goals when you get it down into the red zone? He's missed 7 kicks the last 3 weeks. 2 have been blocked. Clark Atlanta complaining about something. I'm not sure what it's about. I think Clark Atlanta's saying they should have had it from the original spot, but when you miss a kick in college, it takes it out. What is that short? They take it out of the 20-yard line. So Miles preserving the 5-point lead, midway point of the third quarter. First possession for Miles in the second half. There's the handoff to Hardy. Hardy pushing the pile to the 24-yard line. Hardy had 60 rushing yards in the first half. Had 11 last week, so Hardy getting back on his usual pace. He's the preseason SIAC Player of the Year and got injured the first week of the season against Alabama A&M. Missed 4 games, then came back for the game against Albany State. Smith off the pump fake, now trying to find somewhere to throw it to. Gets it complete. That one down to Malik Campbell to the 35-yard line. That's going to be a first down. It's a good job by Smith on the move. First catch of the game for the senior from Mobile. Good for 11 yards. First down for Miles at the 35. 4 wideouts again for Miles. Clark Atlanta showing blitz. They bring 5. Here's Hardy to the left side. He's got room to run across the 50. Out of bounds near the 45-yard line. Justin Hardy, big run that time to the 44-yard line. That one good for 21.
Ball is marked on the 44-yard line of CAU. First and 10, Golden Bears.
First down for Miles. Big run there for Hardy. 21 yards. Hardy gets another handoff. Breaks through the hole again. Gets down to the 35-yard line. 9 more for Justin. You can tell Hardy's starting to get his rhythm. Big possession for Clark Atlanta's defense. We've got to keep this game as close as possible. We've seen what has happened with close games with Miles this year. Hardy another handoff, cuts it back. Nice cutback. Has the first down. Morgan finally makes the tackle, but not before Hardy gets down to the 27-yard line. 8 more yards for Justin Hardy, who is Justin Hardy just putting it all together. 42 rushing yards on this drive. Sixth play of the drive coming up here for Miles. Clark Atlanta had about 7 guys up on the line of scrimmage that time. 4:35 to play here in the third quarter. 4 wide receivers for Miles. First down from the 27. Smith gets the pass away to Tench, and a good tackle by Morgan. Tench with his 3rd catch of the game. The 25-yard line, 2 more yards for him. Smith came into the game 2nd in the SIAC in passing. And Clark Atlanta with a personal foul. Will be a first down at the 10-yard line. As they mark it half the distance, the play stopped at the 25-yard line, so it'll be down to the 13. Miles in the red zone now, looking to push the lead even further. Up 15-10 at this point. Tench goes in motion. Mays in the backfield. Christian Mays now. He gets the carry, and Mays is stacked up early. Mays, the junior from Prattville, gets his first carry of the game. It's going to be a loss back to the 16-yard line. 3-yard loss for Mays. Mays came in with just under 100 yards rushing this season. He's 2nd and 13. Full wide out for Smith. Santee Marshall now in the backfield. Hadn't seen much of Marshall today or of Mays. Hardy now on the sideline. Here's Smith, the throw. Going for the end zone. Going for Jacobs, and the pass is intercepted. Well, actually, it's incomplete. Out of the end zone. Good coverage by Jeremy. Looks like Jeremy Tate on the coverage. Jacobs at 6'4". Well, it looked like the foot was inbound. Wow. Well, Miles got a break. They caught a break there because that should have been an interception for Tate. 3rd and 13. Smith looking to throw. Steps up, and he's tackled by Rogers. What a tackle by Cameron Rogers at the 14-yard line. So Glover was there on the stop. 2 yards for Smith, but it will be a field goal attempt. And this is not an automatic kick here either for Miles. Bradley did hit earlier from 26. This one from 31. Trying to make it an 8-point game. Kick on the way, and he got it. So Miles extends the lead. Another field goal for Spradlin. That one from 31 yards out. Miles up 18-10 on Clark Atlanta. You're watching SIAC Football on FloSports. Last kick return out to the 24-yard line. And Clark Atlanta will be back on the offensive attack, trying to cut into this 8-point lead for Miles. Miles up 18-10 after the field goal from Spradlin from 31 yards out. Comes Stafford on first down, looking deep. Goes down the middle. It's Banks, knocked away at the last second. Incredible play on the back end by Terry Beckham, the junior from Stone Mountain. That would have been a big gainer. Probably would have been a touchdown if it had been a little bit further. My goodness. Beckham went full extension on that one. The incomplete pass makes it 2nd and 10. 2:07 to play here in the third quarter. Delayed handoff, and nobody fooled there. Stevens, and the big hit at the end from Roberts, as Thomas will lose 2 yards back to the 22. And just like that, it's third down.
Loss on the play to make it 3rd and 12. From the 22.
It's Clark Atlanta offense. They scored the first 2 possessions, but a blocked punt and 2 missed field goals. And last 2 possessions, third down, Stafford looking to throw, going deep again. Sanders makes the catch at the 36. And he's chopped down at the 37-yard line. Sarton was there to make the tackle along with Beckham. That's a big first down for Clark Atlanta. 15 yards. First catch for Sanders today. Handoff goes to Thomas. Thomas stretching towards the 42-yard line. Gregory Matthews went for a ride.
Gets it up to the 42.
5 yards for Thomas.
2nd and 5 for the Panthers.
Brings up 2nd down. Final minute of the third quarter. Stafford to throw. Over the middle. Pass complete. That's down to Jonathan Sanders. Sanders across midfield to the 49-yard line. There's another first down.
Midfield, the Golden Bear 48, and another CAU first down.
Sanders 9 more yards as he starts to heat up. First down, half minute to go. 4 wideouts for Clark Atlanta. Thomas in the backfield. Stafford to throw again. Looking right side, under pressure. Gets it away. Man is there. It's Banks at the 30-yard line. Spins down to the 23. Kendrell Walker made the tackle. What a throw by Charles Stafford, as he is once again lighting it up. And that will end the third quarter. What a play by Charles Stafford. Brad Horn was about 2 inches away from a strip sack. And Stafford again hit as he throws. And Banks makes the catch. So we go to the fourth quarter. Miles up 18-10 on Clark Atlanta, but the Panthers are driving. You're watching SIAC Football on FloSports. We come back to start the fourth quarter. Here's Stafford. Pass is caught. Well, that was Sanders, and he lost the football. He lost the football. No whistle. Down the sideline. There's a flag on the play and another flag. Sanders made the catch at about the 20-yard line, then got spun down. And then he fumbled it, and it was covered by Miles College.
And return. Up to the 47-yard line of CAU. It'll be 1st and 10 as the officiating crew is leading.
So Sanders makes the catch, but then fumbles the football. And it was returned by Miles. And I think everybody kind of stopped because they were trying to figure out what the play was, and then the horse collar at the end. So a big play for the Miles defense. And that is a devastating play for Clark Atlanta, because not only did they lose the football when they looked like they were on a promising drive, now the defense has got to hold up on a short field. This drive is going to start at the 38-yard line of Clark Atlanta. Just got the field goal from Spradlin. So Clark Atlanta, last 4 drives, a punt, 2 missed field goals, and now a fumble. Be interesting to see if Miles takes a shot, because takes a shot downfield. They haven't done that much today. Certainly in a spot like this, certainly do that. 1 on the play clock. Time to hand off to Hardy. Hardy goes right side, and Hardy cuts it back inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. 11 more for Hardy. He's over 100 yards rushing this game.
Hardy gets it up to the 27-yard line.
11 yards for Hardy on that play. This is 18th carry of the game, and first down for Miles. Just underway here in the fourth quarter. Give you another update on the scores here after this last play. Here's Smith going deep. Incomplete for Tyree. And it will be second down. And now the third quarter, Albany State holding a 21-0 lead on Benedict. That's in the third quarter. Fort Valley State holding on to a 21-2 lead in the third quarter over Morehouse. That's right down the street. And Central State is ahead of Tuskegee, 33-28. Under 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Here's the handoff to Hardy. Hardy right side. First down. Oh, almost got to the first down, actually. Got tripped up. And he falls down to the 18-yard line. 9 yards. So it's going to be 3rd and a yard. Looked like he was on his way to the end zone. Hardy again, this time right side. We've got a flag on the play. Hardy losing yardage back to the 20. See what the flag is about. And a little extra stuff going on after the play there between to the big lineman. One for Miles, one for Clark Atlanta. Clark Atlanta just looking to get a win, and Miles trying to keep its West title hopes alive. And with Tuskegee's score right now, 10-yard penalty on Miles for holding. I'll take it back to the 28-yard line. So 3rd down now and 11. Miles with a win would set up the playoff with Tuskegee, though if the Tuskegee loses, that'll be the situation anyway. And Clark Atlanta just trying to get his 3rd win of the season. Smith hit as he throws, and that one's incomplete. Heavy pressure from Clark Atlanta. Looked like they brought everybody. And so we'll have another field goal attempt. So Spradlin now will come back out. This will be a 45-yard attempt on the right hash mark. Would make it a 2-possession game. 13:20 left to go here in the fourth. Big kick for Spradlin, and here it comes. He's got it. Jackson Spradlin, 3 field goals today. This one good from 45 yards out. Miles now with a 21-10 lead on Clark Atlanta. You're watching SIAC Football on FloSports.
With 13:20 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Miles College 21, Clark Atlanta 10.
Brandon Boylan with a good return for Clark Atlanta. They needed it. Out to the 38-yard line. So take a look at the return. 13-10 left to play. Got another update on that Tuskegee Central State game. Central State up 40-36 with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So Central State trying to get a win over one of the big players. There's Sanders across the middle. Pass caught. Stafford with another completion. This one of the 49-yard line. That's a first down. Fourth catch for Sanders today. Still on their side of the 50. First down. Stafford looking to throw. Right side. Roberson is there, and he makes the catch at the 41-yard line. 10 more yards. Roberson has come on, and he's had a good day today. That's his fourth catch. So back-to-back throws, back-to-back first downs. This kind of, I feel like this is where Stafford is more comfortable, when he's just back there standing there throwing the football. Here he comes again. Sanders has it inside the 25. He hangs on to it this time. He's down to the 19-yard line. Jonathan Sanders, big playmaker, gets it down to the 19-yard line. 23 more for Jonathan. Stafford coming up on 300 yards passing. Stafford again. Right side, end zone bound, incomplete. Looking for Roberson. Good coverage by Beckham. Stafford now 20 of 26 for 262 yards. Again, trying to light up the Atlanta skyline. Now under duress. 2 weeks ago, we were here. He had 397. Over the middle. Pass is complete. Down to the 2-yard line. Felix Jones makes the catch. 17 more. First and goal. First and goal from the 2-yard line. Stafford, handoff. Oh, he was stoned. Gregory Matthews came off the edge. Roger Thomas had no chance. No gain on the play. They're doing all this passing. They try to run, and Miles stonewalls it. 4 minutes gone by in the fourth. Stafford keeps. He is in for the touchdown. Charles Stafford from 2 yards out. His second touchdown of the day, the first on the ground. So right down the field comes Clark Atlanta, 62-yard drive in 8 plays. Taking 2 minutes and 10 seconds off the clock. We've got ourselves a close one. Once again here in Atlanta. Saldana to come in for the extra point. Everything was good on that one. And the kick is good. So Miles now holds a 4-point lead. Miles up 21-17 on Clark Atlanta. Exactly 11 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. You're watching SIAC Football on FloSports. Welcome back to Atlanta. 10:48 to play in the fourth quarter. The kick return by Hardy, about 17 yards out to the Miles 28-yard line. So the Golden Bears starting on their side of the field. 4-point lead for Miles College, and a lot of fans for the Golden Bears, probably thinking about, once again, we're locked up in a close one. Time just a 4-point game. SIAC West title hopes in the balance. Hand off to Hardy, and Hardy is wrapped up early. They try to take the ball away. Hardy will lose yardage. Like Tate would have been the first man there. Tyrone Mixon was there. Loss of a yard for Hardy.
Loss of a yard. 2nd and 11.
Central State still up by 4. I was again trying to draw offside, and I think they got it. Oh, this is going to be a false start. This is going to be a false start against Miles. Fort Valley still up 21-2. Lee Campbell can't believe the call on that one. Albany State up 21-0 on Benedict, on its way to winning the East title. They're in the 4th quarter. Kentucky State up 16-14 on Lane. So Kentucky State trying to get its first conference win of the season. So after the penalty, it's 2nd down and 16. 10 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. Three wideouts for Miles. Smith off the play fake. Throws under pressure. Pass is caught by Tench. Tench breaks a tackle. There's a tough man to bring down. It gets it all the way up to the 34-yard line. The mark it at the 33. So we're going to bring up 3rd down and 5. $11 yards for Smith. Tench with his 4th catch of the game. Three wideouts again. Play clock running down, and Miles did get the timeout for the penalty. All roads lead to Birmingham for the 2018 SIAC Volleyball Championship from November 5th to 7th. Follow the SIAC on social media at the SIAC for full coverage. And all eyes are on the Western Division, as the champion will earn the chance to host the 7th annual SIAC Championship game on November 10th. Fans visit www.thesiac.com for official conference and championship game gear. Under 10 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. Miles with a win or with a Tuskegee loss will set up a 1-game showdown with Tuskegee next week for the SIAC West title. Clark Atlanta, meanwhile, just a chance to get his 3rd win of the season and trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. Miles trying to get back on its winning ways after losing last week to Lane. That snapped a 2-game losing streak. Of course, in the East, Albany State on its way to being able to travel for the SIAC title game. It'll be either Miles or Tuskegee. So here from Atlanta, 8:58 to play. Over the middle, pass knocked down. Incomplete. Looked like Tyrone Mixon made another play. And Clark Atlanta's going to get it back. Mixon knocked it down. Great play by the Clark Atlanta linebacker. Mixon, the freshman from right here in Atlanta. Got a flag down. Oh, my goodness. Unsportsmanlike. Well, actually, the penalty is going to offset. And it's going to be 4th down, so wow. Clark Atlanta breathing a big sigh of relief there. That would have been a huge 1st down in this game. A pair of unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. So they offset And now Clark Atlanta has a chance to get the football back here. 8:54 to play here in the fourth quarter. And again, for the Miles fans, has got to be thinking, what do we got to do to close out a game? Jay Fitch's punt. It's picked up at the 25 and down to the 26-yard line. Jeremy Tate tried to make a play that time, and that was a dangerous attempt, but it was able to get to it. Race has begun for the 2018 SIAC Cross Country Championship, which takes place in Rock Hill, South Carolina on November the 2nd. Fans can follow the SIAC on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at the SIAC for all access coverage. So they start this drive from the 25-yard line. Stafford coming up on 300 yards passing. And now got him at 279. Be interesting to see. No field goal here, and they have to get into the end zone if they want to take the lead. Not sure if they would go for a field goal in this situation anyway. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining. Here's Stafford looking to throw. Over the middle, pass is caught. That's Jones. And Jones able to stretch across for the first down. Good play by Felix Jones to the 37-yard line. 11 more yards and another first down. Third catch for Jones. As again, Stafford spreading the ball around. 6 different players have caught a pass from Stafford today. There's a run for Thomas, and Thomas has room to run for the first time today. Walker tried to take the ball away, and Thomas with a run out to the 48-yard line of Miles. That's going to be a first down. 15 yards on the run. It's one of the best runs we've seen from Thomas throughout the season. Thomas again, straight up the middle, inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Thomas again, 9 more yards, and now Clark Atlanta feels like it's got some momentum. And climb that penalty against Miles. It'll be second down. 8 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Another close game in the SIAC. We've had plenty of them this season. Thomas slips, still able to get some yardage. We'll get the first down at the 36-yard line. So another first down. Latavius Floyd made the stop. 5th play of the drive coming up for Clark Atlanta. From the 36-yard line, Stafford from the shotgun. 3 wide receivers. Stafford roll out. Throws, passes, caught by Sanders inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Sanders now with his 6th catch of the game for 81 yards. And Stafford has hit the 300-yard mark, 3:08 now. Another first down. This offense, it has the ability to score. This Clark Atlanta team was actually number 1 in offense last season. Amazing that this team has not been able to get the offensive production this year. Stafford throws on the run. He might have been past the line of scrimmage. It's caught by Sanders, but I think Stafford may have been past the line of scrimmage. Well, he threw from the 19-yard line. Let's see what he threw. Well, he wasn't past the line of scrimmage. I'm sorry. Apologize to Charles Stafford. That was a good throw on the run. They get it down to the 8-yard line, but it's going to come back anyway. Another big penalty there. An eligible man downfield, so wipe off the pass. Boy, Charles Stafford, the last 2 times he's been in this home arena, 397 against Benedict 2 weeks ago, now 308 against Miles. That 397 performance was in relief of the starting quarterback, Elijah Odom. And since then, it's been all Charles Stafford. Stafford to throw again. Looking. Steps up. He's able to run now inside the 20 to the 15, down to the 10-yard line. What a run by Charles Stafford.
Intelligent play. Pulls it down and gets it to the 9-yard line of the Golden Bears.
To the 9-yard line, 14 yards on the play. It's going to bring up second down and a yard. Panthers looking for the lead. Stafford hands off to Thomas. Thomas stretches forward to the 7-yard line. It's going to be a first down.
On the carry. Tackle made by number 28. Floyd.
Floyd makes another tackle. Now it's first and goal from the 8-yard line. 6 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter. Thomas in the backfield with Stafford. They hand off to Thomas, and Thomas breaks a tackle. To the goal line, touchdown, Clark Atlanta. What a run by Roger Thomas. Roger Thomas from 8 yards out, breaking tackles and possibly breaking hearts for Miles. What a stretch, and what a run by Thomas. Now the extra point. It's a 2-point game. Saldana, the extra point. It's up, and it is good. So Clark Atlanta, 14 points here in the second half. Thomas, an 8-yard run to take the lead. Clark Atlanta now leads 24-21. You're watching SIAC Football on FloSports. Later, Tyree with that last kickoff return to the 27-yard line. That's where the Golden Bears will start this possession with 5:37 to play. Clark Atlanta's come back from an 11-point deficit and now holding a 24-21 lead on Miles. We'll get you another update on the Tuskegee Central State score here in a minute. Here goes the handoff to Hardy, and Hardy is stacked up at the 30-yard line. Hardy has had a good game here. 22 carries now for 121. Second and about 7 from the 30-yard line, 27-yard line. Four wideouts for Miles. Smith up top, going for Robinson. Incomplete. Incomplete, looking for Robinson. It'll be 3rd down and 8. 3rd and 7 for Miles. Central State holding a 40-36 lead on Tuskegee. Tuskegee has the football. It is 3rd and 10 at Tuskegee's 12-yard line. So Tuskegee loss would be good for Miles either way. Set up that one-game showdown. Meanwhile, Albany State looks like it has clinched the SIAC East Championship. Congratulations to the Golden Bears. That's 6 straight wins for the Golden Rams, I'm sorry. Smith, under pressure, throws. Campbell makes the catch at the 41. Campbell spins out, lost the football. And I think, oh no, he didn't fall on it. It's Clark Atlanta football. What a play. That's Tyrone Mixon again. My goodness. Malik Campbell would fumble the football. A huge fumble in this game for Miles. And now Clark Atlanta can put the game away. He got about 10 yards on the play before the fumble. A good job by Smith, but then Campbell was just able to, he knocked it out and then mixed at the last second. got to it. So a 3-point game. Miles has 2 timeouts. Clark Atlanta with 2 timeouts. Well, Campbell is going to be the first guy to get to it. We come back. Drive starts at the 36-yard line. Rawls with another carry. Rawls gets to the 35-yard line. That's a 1-yard play. Bring up second down. Second turnover of the day for Miles. It could be a costly one. Here's Stafford, right side. Got the first down and more. Stafford inside the 20, all the way down to the 10-yard line. They'll mark it at the 12. 23 yards on the play for Stafford. Stafford has over 400 yards of total offense. And Clark Atlanta now looking to put the game away. 3:20 to play here in the fourth quarter. Roberson now in as the quarterback. Gets it on the outside, cuts it upfield, and got down to the 6-yard line. Good tackle by Stevens. That saved a touchdown. 6 yards for Roberson. So each time Roberson has been in that Wildcat, they've been able to get yardage. Stafford, 106 yards rushing, 308 yards passing. That's 414 total. And we're going to have an official's timeout. Injury timeout. When we come back, we'll have the rest of the fourth quarter. You're watching SIAC Football on FloSports. Back here at Clark Atlanta, the clock is running. 2 minutes to play. Here's Roberson, right side. And he's running out of room. He slides it down to the 10-yard line. He does stay in bound. But now it's going to make it a tougher third down. I'm surprised Miles hasn't called a timeout. That clock, after that injury timeout, that clock was running. It got all the way down to 147. I don't think anyone from Miles saw it because as we were coming back, it stopped with about 2:42 to play, and then the clock ran. It's all the way down to 147. Certainly wouldn't have taken a whole minute off the clock unless they had started running it. U.S. Best News has released its list of the top HBCUs. 4 SIAC schools from the top 15, with 8 in the top 50. The SIAC prides itself on being a league whose institutions develop strong minds geared towards success through self-actualization. Building tradition with the future since 1913, this is the SIAC, and we play hard. So 3rd and about 8 from the 10-yard line. So a big stand here from Miles, trying to give itself an opportunity to come down at the end. Roberson still in at quarterback.
3rd and 8 now.
Wonder where Stafford is. He's walking along the sideline right now. So 3rd and 8 from the 10-yard line. Roberson, hand off to Thomas, and Thomas is stoned up. This time he doesn't get away, and he's down to the 8-yard line. It will be 4th down.
Made by number 24, Mitchell Smiley.
Mitchell Smiley made the stop. 1:40 remaining and counting. I'm surprised Miles isn't using his last timeout. I mean, you'd like to have a timeout, but at the same time, you want as much time as you can, especially if they get a field goal out of this. So they're running this thing down. Looks like Clark Atlanta's going to call a timeout, and then So 1:10 to play here in the fourth quarter. So next week, final week of the regular season, Lane will take on Central State. We'll have matchup between Tuskegee and Miles. That will decide the SIAC West Championship. And also we'll have Morehouse taking on Clark Atlanta right here. We head up to Fairfield for that big game between Tuskegee and Miles, which will decide the West Championship. Central State finished off a 40-36 win. So Central State 2-3 now in the conference play. Won't be able to win the West, but certainly it's a huge field goal here. 25 yards from Saldana. He's missed his last two attempts. This one on the way, and this one is good. So Saldana hits from 25. It makes it a 6-point game with 1:04 to play here in the fourth quarter. You're watching SIAC football on Flow Sports. Here's the replay of that last kickoff. They actually kicked it short. And Tinch took it at about the 30 and then ran it out to the 42-yard line. And now they're talking about who has the football. And apparently there was a fumble on the play, but Miles did recover it. And a couple of the Clark Atlanta players are saying that Tinch signaled for a fair catch, which would have made it right at the 30-yard line. But with 57 seconds to play here in the fourth quarter, Miles needing a touchdown to take the lead and win the game, has it at its own 41-yard line. So good field position to start this last drive. What a game again for Charles Stafford. Robinson goes in motion. 4 wide receivers for Miles. Smith to throw on first down. Deep over the middle. Pass is caught by Jacobs. What a catch by Michael Jacobs. Down to the 39-yard line. That was a 20-yard gain. Clock running, 45 seconds to play. Miles has one timeout remaining. Smith, the throw, gets it away. It is out of bounds, incomplete. Campbell, the intended receiver, 31 seconds to play. So in a game of big plays, Miles got a big one there for 20 yards to Jacobs, his second catch of the game. Morehouse got a 39-yard touchdown pass with no time left against Miles back in the Chicago Football Classic. Right now, the Bears trying to get in position for a final pass into the end zone. Smith, left side, complete to Campbell. Campbell skips out at 31. 8 yards for Campbell.
He runs out of bounds and stops the clock.
Stops the clock with 28 seconds to play.
32 for Miles College.
It's 3rd and 2. They had to get to the 29 for a first down. 28 seconds to play. Two teams desperately needing a win. Miles trying to stay alive in the West. Smith steps up the middle, got the first down, almost lost the football. He got down to the 27. Clock will stop to move the chains. Miles still has the one timeout. Down to the 28-yard line. And we're going to have a timeout taken by Miles. Now down to 12 seconds. And so that's the last timeout for Miles. Flow Sports is the innovator in live digital sports and original content. Flow Sports streams thousands of live events on the network's 20-plus channels. Go to www.flowsports.tv to start watching today. Flow Sports will exclusively stream over 50 SIAC football and basketball games this season. I'm not sure what Coach Ruffin was complaining about because the clock did stop with 22 seconds to play. But again, clock runs after a first down, doesn't stop. So they had to call the last timeout. So right now, from the 31-yard line, you have to think they could get 2 plays out of this. As it's close enough, but something's got to either go to the sideline or go to the end zone. You don't have enough time to run a play unless it's for a first down and stop the clock. If you get a first down, you have to get down quickly. Here we go. 12 seconds. Robinson in motion. Smith with the snap. Throws right side. Robinson's not even looking at the pass. And it's incomplete with 7 seconds to play. Signals got crossed that time. Robinson just kept on going down the field and didn't even look for the football. So now 7 seconds left. 2nd and 10. They're on the left hash mark. Could be the final play of the game, barring a defensive penalty. It comes down to this. Miles. Smith. Going deep towards the end zone. Knocked away and caught at the last second. Jacobs makes the catch in the end zone with no time remaining. What a play. And Miles wins. Well, Miles has tied it up. They have to kick the extra point. There's a flag on the play. The game is tied, but they'll have to kick the extra point from 15 yards further back. Oh my goodness. It was tipped in the air and Mikhail Jacobs made the catch. Oh my goodness. And I think Miles thought they'd won the game. The flag was thrown for celebration. The game is not over. I don't know why the Clark Atlanta fans are leaving. Oh my goodness. What a play by Jacobs. Shades of Chicago, but this time it's Miles that gets the last second touchdown as Jacobs makes the catch. His 3rd catch of the game. Touchdown will count. So it's 15 yards further back. Now, this is not automatic here. This extra point will be from about 35 yards out. If Miles makes it, it's over. If he misses, we go to overtime. Miles trying to get a last gasp win here at Atlanta. Snap, the kick, on the way. He got it. Miles has won it with an incredible come from behind victory. Miles 28, Clark Atlanta 27. Miles finally gets one to go for their side. Mikhail Jacobs with a 31-yard touchdown reception with no time remaining. Then Spradlin nails a 35-yard extra point attempt. And the Golden Bears have won it. That is an incredible way to end this one here in Atlanta. When we come back, we will recap this incredible football game. Miles wins at 28-27. You're watching SIAC Football on FloSports. Miles College with no time remaining, a 31-yard touchdown reception from Mikhail Jacobs, and then the 35-yard extra point attempt. 28-27 is the final. What an incredible game. Clark Atlanta had actually come back from an 11-point deficit in the 4th quarter. Took a 27-21 lead. And then on the last play of regulation, Mikhail Jacobs actually goes up. The ball is tipped by 2 Clark Atlanta players. We're going to show you the replay. The last play of regulation. Actually, this is the extra point that sailed through and gave Miles the win. And the celebration is on. As you see that other celebration, here's the last play. Smith going for it. This is shades of Chicago, but this time Clark Atlanta tries to intercept it. Two guys are there. They take it away, and Jacobs is right there, and the big 6'4" receiver from New Orleans comes down with it, 28-27, the final score. Miles had come onto the field for celebration and knocked the extra point back to a 35-yard attempt, but Spradlin knocked it through. Spradlin also had 3 field goals in the game, and for Carlos Saldana, another day of hit and miss with the field goals, 2 for 4 on extra points today. And that was definitely the difference in the game. But once again, you got to give it up to Charles Stafford. Another incredible performance here. Had 308 yards passing. These are unofficial stats, by the way. 308 yards passing, 23 of 29, 308. Also had 106 yards rushing. And just an incredible job by Clark Atlanta. But the win goes to Miles. Miles goes to 3-6, 3-2 in conference play. And it puts them in position. They are now tied with Tuskegee. Central State did win over Tuskegee today, so that puts it in position for a one-game showdown next week between Tuskegee and Miles. We will be there. And, of course, for Clark Atlanta, it falls to 2-7, 1-4 in conference play. And Albany State has clinched the SIAC East Division Championship. Again, congratulations to the Golden Rams. 6 straight wins for Albany State. So, for James Crenshaw, our producer, and the great camera people who worked on it all day long, I'm Kamari Darrington saying so long from Atlanta. It was one we will not forget. We'll see you next week at Miles. This has been SIAC Football on Flow Sports. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Yeah, that's it. That feeling when your house becomes
Nice shot, Ricky.
home. Rocket Mortgage. Push button, get mortgage.